Oh my gosh. First of all, I know we have it in the thumbnail, but if you didn't see it, let's go overhead. Let's go overhead. Because this is the bow. This is the side bow that we were talking about. I mean, we did glitter vinyl. We actually originally did puff vinyl. Didn't work out. I wouldn't say that puff vinyl is a no necessarily, but this is just really cute. This
it's not really a no, but it overwhelms. It kind of like it takes over the fabric.
Yeah, you got to have like the right combination of glitter fabric or glitter vinyl and fabric, or just vinyl and fabric in general. But you can see we repeated it on this side. Now, after I made these, I was like, you know what? I don't think it needs a cut. And the reason you don't really want to cut this, because normally this would be cut out, okay? If this was sewn, they have been cutting out this middle area. And then, but they're usually taking like a serger or an embroidery machine that actually is used for applique, and it finishes that edge. So when you cut it off, it's got like a sealed in edge. You don't have that whenever you're just using vinyl. Now, I could cut this out and take some fabric glue and just take my finger or a paintbrush and kind of dab it on there to seal it in. But I just didn't trust that it was going to look good, and I'm actually really happy with how this looks without cutting it, so I don't feel like that's necessary.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you still get like the same vibe, you know?
Do you want me to grab the sweatshirt where we did cut it and show them like how the sweatshirt frayed if you don't have that?
You can.
I'll go grab it.
I did also add joy to the front of this. You can pretty much add whatever you want, but I'm going to talk about some do's and don'ts of cutting letters and cutting with fabric in general on your Cricut, because there are, like, I had some issues cutting certain sizes of words and things like that. Okay, so we'll talk about all that today, because cutting with fabric on your Cricut can be finicky sometimes, but also it doesn't have to be overcomplicated, and we're going to talk about that. So Lauren's bringing in the OG that Holly worked on, and she did really good on this, but I started working on one and the sizing was off, so I was like, I'm not gonna try to match up the sizing. So this is what the slit would look like, and you can see, like, obviously we have, like, it's not finished. We didn't add the vinyl yet. This is before the vinyl was added. And also this is, I'm going to talk about why this is not the way to do it here in a minute, like the mistakes that we made throughout the creative process, because there wasn't a tutorial on how to do this with your Cricut, okay? So we're just like winging it. We were just winging it, and I have a really good technique on how to get this lined up perfectly, like get your bows lined up perfectly with your vinyl. There is a specific way to do it. So make sure you guys watch this whole tutorial, okay? If you're watching the replay and you want to make this, don't skip parts. I need to tell you how to do this, okay? So with that being said, let's go over the supplies that you're going to need. So I've got some Hobby Lobby 405 iron-on glitter, SOS. We ran out of Caesar.
Literally SOS.
We ran out, and I was like, I made that sweatshirt yesterday, so I was like, you know, we're just gonna go to Hobby Lobby, and it's fine, but if you can get your hands on Caesar glitter, use that instead. But this is good. This is good. I don't know how it's gonna wash, honestly, so I can't make you any promises, but yeah. And then this is fabric from Hobby Lobby, and I linked this exact fabric for you guys, so you can get this exact pattern if you want. And then I got this from Hobby Lobby as well, and I don't think that these are on sale. I will let you guys know that it's $29 without being on sale. I would not typically buy anything from Hobby Lobby not on sale.
Are you sure? Did you pay $30 for it?
Yeah, I paid like $37 today
I thought normally they had them at like $15 to $20.
Nope.
Oh.
Unless they're on sale.
Interesting.
They're normally, if they're every other week, they'll be on sale. So this week, they're $29.99.
For some reason, they always had shirts on sale.
Well, not this week.
Well,
How because about that? I went to Hobby Lobby to buy this and this morning, and it was like $37. So don't do that. Wait till next
week.
Don't
be like us.
Wait till they have your sweatshirts on sale and get it for $15. It's like 40 or 50% off normally. And then you're gonna need a fabric grip mat or a strong grip mat. I am using a strong grip because I just am. Honestly, they're very similar. Fabric grip mats are super, super tacky. Same as strong grip mats, so use what you've got. Honestly, you could probably get away with a brand new standard grip mat. I'm not gonna tell you. I mean, I think that would be just fine. You just don't want your fabric moving. So something That is super sticky. And speaking of it not moving, you're going to want to get some like painter's tape or washi tape or something that can keep everything on your mat in place, even if you're using a strong grip or a fabric grip. I don't trust, okay? I don't trust. Yesterday, everything kept moving on me, so I'm taping everything down, and that's what I'm gonna do. I've got a brayer, which is really good when you're working with fabric versus a burnishing tool. This is just, it just rolls a lot nicer and easier and flattens out your fabric. And then, whoop, we've got some Heat and Bond Light. This is like a sewable bonding iron-on adhesive for the back of cotton. This is great for lightweight fabrics, machine appliques, and quilting, okay? So we just iron this onto the back of the fabric, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. I forgot my mini Easy Press. I was using it, and then I was waiting for it to pull down.
Is the Heat and Bond Light the one that you used for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. You can use normal Heat and Bond. The Heat and Bond Light really is what we had, but you can use regular Heat and Bond, okay? And there are instructions on the back, so make sure you read this all the way through, okay? Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you're gonna need an iron. Cricut Mini Easy Press is my go-to. Y'all know this is my favorite Cricut tool to ever own. If you need to add something to your wish list, make it be a Cricut Mini Easy Press. If you've already got a Cricut, it'll change your life. And I'll die on that hill. I'm not sponsor me. I would just want to be sponsored by this little iron. And look how cute he is. He's so handy. I actually took this one home and just brought it back because I love him so much. Anyways, and then you just need like some Cricut tools. So let's get into the tutorial. Probably something to measure with too. Some type of flexible measuring tape. So let me get on to Cricut Design Space. Is this it? This is a brand new file we made specifically for you guys.
For this project.
Literally, like we made it since last week we started making it, and then it was ready yesterday. That is not the document I want. Let's go back. Okay. Replace. There's lots of, how many people do we have here?
We have 131.
Okay. I keep seeing people say, hey from Utah, hey from New Jersey. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we are in Design Space. I have everything laid out. Obviously a lot of it is hidden. So you can see we've got like our bow outlines, we've got our words. I'm gonna show you guys how to get to this point, but we need to go get the files that we want as well as the font. So we're gonna be using the university font today, and we're gonna be using this bow file, which is, everything is linked in the description if you guys need it. So let's go over here. We'll go to fonts first. I probably have this font installed already, but just for the sake of making sure we've got it all, and for showing you guys how to download fonts, you can just go to makersgonnalearn.com, go to our fonts, type in university, and you can get the font. Now, we have the dollar deal link below, don't we? Do we have the dollar deal linked?
Yes.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you guys want to get in today and get these files, you can sign up for Makers Gonna Learn for $1 and you get 20 files included with that. You can keep forever, and this can be one of them. So just a little bit of information. So this is the font we're gonna be using. I'm gonna select this little download icon, and it's gonna pop up here into a zip folder. From there, I'm just gonna click that folder open, and it's gonna pop into either your file explorer or your Finder, depending on if you're a Mac user or a PC user. And then we're just gonna click on the font. So I'm gonna click that, and it's gonna pop up with these two different dialog boxes. All you need to do is hit install font, and then we need to reload Design Space. So go back to Design Space and go up here to View and Reload. You can force reload too, it's like same difference. And then hit Replace. Beautiful. Oh, someone said I saw a side bow, but instead of a bow, it was Santa boots. I saw a Christmas tree, and a pair of scissors. I thought the scissors would be really cute for like if you're a crafter to put like maker or crafty or something cute like that.
That would be really cute.
Yeah, you can really get creative. Like
you could get very creative with this.
Yeah, you could do like little elf feet or like witch feet at Halloween. I mean, I don't know. There's lots of things you could do.
We also had a friend ask, could you use a fabric fuse spray? Now, we've never used a fabric fuse spray, so I'm just going to go ahead and say, or I don't even want to say yes or no. I don't know. It could be.
Like how strong is it? Like a temporary, like?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust that. But if you are experienced, then.
I'm also like, I want it to be like a super, super strong hold.
Like I'm trying to make that baby safer. I'm trying to pass the sweater down to my grandchildren. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we got our font. Now we need to go get our bow. Let's go get the bow. I'm hoping it's the first one on our cut files because I mean, y'all, this baby is fresh. It's probably not even there. It should be though. SOS.
Hold on. Let me look.
There it is. My heart skipped a beat. I was like, it's not on the website. So just type in bow, or you can click the link in the description, and then we're going to download it. Now, we did give you guys a PNG and an SVG version, so if you just wanted to use this bow for cute Christmas crafts, you can use it for print and cut and things like that. But I'm gonna pop this open. If you don't see it in your recent download history, go to your File Explorer, go to your Finder, and then look in your downloads or your recents, and your folder should be there. So this one's called bow74.zip. I'm gonna open this up, and then I'm just gonna leave this right here. Now that SVG does not look like the right SVG, but maybe it's just a glitch. So we're gonna go over
to the Matrix.
I had a glitch in the Matrix today. I have to tell you guys about it in a minute. Okay, we're gonna upload our image. I'm gonna find my Finder and drag and drop this SVG. That's the wrong image. Can we let somebody know?
Yes.
Okay. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and upload it from my, I had already uploaded it onto, whatchamdoodle, into Canva, into Cricut. Not me calling it Canva. So we're just going to add it from there. Okay. Now, whenever you pull in this particular file, this SVG, there are 2 layers, okay? So whenever I have it selected, it looks like you're like, oh, it's just one image. Oh, it's just got one little layer over here. Well, there's an arrow. So if you click that arrow, you can see that there are 2 sub-layers underneath it. So it comes in as a grouped SVG. So 2 layers. If we ungroup it, you can see now that there is an outline layer and then this layer back here, okay? So we are gonna be cutting this out of fabric and this out of vinyl. Easy enough, right? But we need to make sure that we've got our sizing right. And I actually really love the size that we have on this one. It's pretty big. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It takes up a lot of vinyl cutting these bows, but like it's on the side, so I feel like it needs to be kind of big.
It has to be.
Yeah.
For it to like show up.
Yeah, I just think it looks better that way. So that's the size I'm gonna go with. So I'm just gonna measure this one, and then you guys can base your measurements off of this. So from the top of the bow to like the bottom of the tail, it's 9 inches tall, and then it ends up being like about 6.5 wide. So whenever you resize these, make sure you're resizing them together. So I'm gonna click and select them both, click, drag, and select them both. And then for the height, I'm just gonna type in 9. Make sure this little lock right here stays locked. If it looks like that, lock it back, okay? We need this to size proportionally. If it's unlocked, it'll get like all warped and wonky looking, and it's not cute. It's like a pet peeve of mine. Okay, so we've got this bow, and we actually are gonna need 2 of these, so I'm gonna select it, duplicate it. Easy enough, right? Now for the front of your sweatshirt, you're gonna need to measure. I personally like to fill these up, especially for a Christmas sweater. Like, I want it to be big, I want it to be bold, I want it to be borderline tacky. Like, that's the rules, you know, it's Christmas. So this is like 11.5 wide, okay? So let's talk about how we get our letters arched and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna zoom out.
So while you're doing that, Carla asked, how do you drag and drop a file? So if you're uploading from your Finder, like where your files are stored, whether it's your Finder or your...
Do you want me to show her?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys how to drag and drop the PNG version of this bow, just to show you how you can do this with an SVG, whatever type of file. So if you want to drag and drop a file, go to upload, and then we're gonna go to upload image, and then this is where you would drag it into, but then you need to open up your Finder or your File Explorer, okay? Go find your file, if it's in your downloads, your recents, whatever, and then you're just gonna click and drag.
Yeah, it's like if you just pull it up and it's smaller than the window behind it, you just click on it to highlight it, move, don't let up on your mouse, move it, and then let your mouse go when you see that little box turn green.
Yes. Exactly.
Very easy.
Very easy. I'm burning up. Are y'all hot?
Nope.
It's got to be 75 degrees in here.
I'm fine.
You're
just a firecracker, girl.
That must be what it is. I'm roast. I've been hot since we walked in here.
Girl, you're hot every day. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thanks, girl. Are you flirting? Okay, so we got our font downloaded. I'm going to open up a text box. So just hit this little T over here. Let me bring this baby on down. Okay, when I first started this, I wanted to have the word Merry. It was gonna say Merry, you know, like Merry Christmas. And then I tried to cut Merry like 3 times and I was like, never mind, okay? It was too small, even at 11.5 inches wide. And I'll say this too, we need a new rotary cutter. We have one on the way. I don't know where it's at because we ordered it like over a week ago, but my rotary cutter blade was not sharp and my fine point blade was like getting caught up in the fabric, and it's really going to depend, like the quality of your cut can really depend heavily on the type of fabric you're using. So
I'm glad that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because let's bring up the fact that if you go and get a really pretty Christmas plaid, do not get a flannel.
Yes. So this
is that a flannel?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's cotton. It's cotton. But we did buy some flannels, which I did not try to cut them. I didn't try to cut those ones.
A flannel cannot be, I don't feel like a flannel material could be, there's no way that a fine point blade could cut a flannel material. Even bonded, I think that it would be iffy. You actually want to look for a cheaper made, thinner fabric for this project. If you have, if you're not going to be using a rotary blade. I know it sounds crazy, but like those thin, stiff fabrics actually work better with the Cricut Explorer series than like a good, solid, like well-made fabric.
Yeah, I agree.
Just like felt.
Yes.
You can cut that thin, stiff, cheap felt on your Explorer series, but like a good thicker wool you can't cut.
Right. So
I mean, you can on a maker with a rotary blade, not on an Explorer with a fine point blade.
Right. So it's going to depend on what you have access to and which kind of blades you have and all of that. So this is like a thinner, just a plaid fabric. It's called tartan. I don't know how you say it. Tartan. Just a classic Christmas plaid. Okay, that's what we wanted to go for here.
Oh, Susan made a good point. The ones with metallic like strips, you know, like the metallic through them. They're so pretty. Don't try to cut them with a fine point blade.
Okay, that's a good point. Okay, love that. So, anyways, I'm gonna give you guys some more tips as we go along as far as fabric and stuff, but that is my first couple of tips. So, big letters, simple words. You're not going to want to put a whole Merry Christmas on your sweatshirt. That's too many letters. It's too much detail. You need to think simple, big, bold. That's why I went with Joy. So I'm going to go ahead and type that out. And then I'm going to hit Command A. It's going to select everything in my text box. And did you guys know, we must not have updated in here yet. Now the text box in Cricut is on this left panel like it is in Canva. It looks just like Canva.
What?
It's not like this anymore. It's over here and your screen will bump over like Canva.
What do you mean text box?
Like this is right here now, like permanent. You can't move it anymore.
In the new?
in Design Space.
When did that happen?
I don't know. Last week it started doing it to me.
What?
Yep.
Hold up. Hold the phone.
I'm going to type in university. That's my font. And then I'm going to click it. Okay. And then from here.
I guess I've not updated because I can still move mine, thank God.
Maybe I'm in beta over here.
You can't move it?
I can. I'm just saying that's probably why it hasn't updated. Like maybe I'm in beta on this version. I don't know though. Okay. So we've got our letter, but we need to get this really pretty arch. Now you can come in here and curve this, but I want to show you guys what the difference between curving and arching is. Okay, because there is a difference and we don't want to curve it. Not for this one, okay? So you can select this little curve right here and then you can kind of like curve it like that. You guys see where the space in between the letters, how it's just kind of, what it's doing is sticking the bottom of these letters on an axis, and then when the axis curves, it's pulling the letters down. So when I come back, let's go back to 0. What I want to do is arch it, okay? So I want to like arch everything up. So when I go to this warp right here, which is a Cricut access feature, you can click check it out. And I like to use this number 5 option. When I select that, can you guys see how it just kind of arches it up rather than like fanning it out? It's not fanning, it's just bending. Does that make sense? We don't want to fan, we want to bend everything. So you're going to fan it just like that, okay? And that would be it if you were just wanting to cut Joy out and make it arched. But we want to have that outline, right? We need to have the outline. So what I'm going to do is add an offset, nothing crazy. 0.25 is pretty good. And I'm going to hit apply. Now, if we just stop there, our entire offset would be filled in. I really just want the outline of it. Personally.
Ew.
What?
I did switch to beta and it does do that and I don't like it.
Oh.
Ugh. I'm going back to live.
Go back. Okay, so I'm going to select both of those and hit align and center just to make sure it's centered back up. So select them both. I'm going to slice the words out of the offset. Okay. Now, when I do this, you can see right here, I'm not getting the option to slice. And that's because we use the warp feature and look, it's got multiple layers. It makes it think that it has multiple layers. It really technically doesn't, but let me show you how to fix it.
Okay, before you go any further, at some point, we've already had people saying they don't have Cricut access.
Okay.
Can we show them how to do a quick warp
In Canva?
Well, can
Or
we
just-
not do it like in Photopea easily? I thought you could easily.
Yeah,
We have a tutorial on how to do it, I thought.
we do. Let's go over here. And I will open it up.
I'm sorry to throw you off.
No, that's
but
okay.
I know that we have people that are going to ask and that
Yes.
actually have already asked. And there are ways you can do it without Cricut access.
Okay. So,
Maybe not.
yeah.
Actually, with the work with like the text Joy.
Well, I would have to like go to Canva, save it as an image.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will work on how to do a warp text, and that might be an upcoming video.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have a master class on it.
Yeah.
Because this is something that's very trendy. But also you guys can, and I'm just going to give this as an option. I want to see what this would look like. If we just manually did it, like if we typed out Joy, it's obviously not going to give us this like angled letter situation.
Right.
But you could ungroup to letters and I'm just trying to think of an alternative for you guys.
Just do it straight across.
What do you mean?
Like just the word like joy. Just joy.
Keep it like that? Yeah, that's cute too. And you still, like the university fonts, I feel like is really cute
I think
in
that
itself.
would be really cute if you just did Mary straight across, no arch.
Yeah, yeah.
And it could work.
Oh, and that's what we did on that other one. I don't know
We
where
just,
that's
I moved it. Oh, I'll show
the
it.
original sweatshirt, we did do Mary and we did not arch it. But I think the rotary blade gave out after this one here. You can see, so if you wanted to do something like this, I think this is really cute too. No arch, so you don't have to do the arch, right? Still super cute. Okay, moving on. So we need to get from here to here. Now, if I try to, hello, why? Okay, if I try to select both the joy and the offset and try to slice them, it's not gonna let me do it because we have warped our text. Normally, if you're cutting 2 layers together, you can slice 2 layers. But for some reason, Cricut Design Space, since we warped it, it's a little confused and it's like, you've got more than 2 layers. You can't slice it, but like, okay, whatever, Cricut Design Space. So I'm gonna click on the warp text, not the offset, just the warp text, okay? We're gonna go down here to these combine menus. I'm gonna select that and we're gonna hit unite. Now, you might think, oh, you should be able to do it now. Let's see. Selecting both layers, you still can't slice it, okay? So then we're gonna click that layer again, the one that we just united, go down to combine and merge layers. We're virtually welding this, okay? And so now if I select that layer with the offset, it's gonna give me the option to slice, okay? And then I'm just gonna select slice, and then I can pull out these extra layers if my Design Space wants to help me out. I don't know why it's not letting me grab anything. So then you've got your joy and your outline and you're good to go, okay? Now, I already cut these, so I'm just gonna delete them. I already cut them out before because I was like, I don't wanna keep you guys here forever and ever and ever. Now let's go to the make it screen. I'm gonna go make. We are using an Explorer 3. Now I've been cutting with my maker, so I'm really having faith in this Explorer machine right now, okay? So let's me move and get a good work. This project takes up so much space. Is merge layers reversible? I think so. Let me go back. Is it? We already deleted the ones that we merged. But okay. Yeah, I think it is reversible. I think the only thing that's not reversible is the weld in the combination menu. Okay, so we've got our bows. Now you can fit 2 of these bows on one mat. So instead of cutting out each one of these out individually, we're gonna go down here and make sure your bow is selected and hit these 3 little dots. We're gonna hit move object. I'm gonna move it to this first mat and hit confirm. And look, you can see we've got both bows right here. We can cut both of those on one mat. As long as you've got vinyl big enough to cover the whole mat, you should be good to go. And then for these bows as well, we can do the same thing. As long as your fabric is big enough to cover the mat, you can just hit those 3 dots, move object, and then put them all on one mat. I think my fabric's big enough for that. And then from there, we will just select continue. And listen, as long as your joy is under 11.5 inches, you can cut that all on one mat too. So I think 11.75 is the biggest you can cut on a 12 by 12 Cricut mat. So just FYI. All right, let's cut our vinyl first. So I've got my strong grit mat. I've got my glitter vinyl. Let's open this up. The name of the bow file is, if you just if you just type in bow in our files, it'll pop up.
But if you give us a few minutes.
Yeah, we've got to fix the SVG.
We've got to fix the issue. Let me see if it has been fixed.
Oops.
Hold on, let me go to our website and see. Give me just a second.
Okay, so you can't warp a, Catherine had a good question. Can you slice before you warp? Once you warp it, it kind of turns it into like an image. It's not in that text format, so it doesn't work the same. It won't let you.
Oh, it's now changed to red bow.
Okay.
the file is now, the name of it is now Red Bow.
Red Bow.
But let me download it and make sure that when I open it up, it's the same.
This glitter is
okay.
fixed,
Yes, it's
Donna.
fixed now. Both the SVG and PNG are the same. It is under Red Bow.
Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just sticking this glitter cardstock, this glitter vinyl down, and y'all, this is a thick boy. This is like that song, I need a big pour.
Oh, Donna said that glitter looks so much thicker than Caesar. Yeah, it is.
Yes, it's thick.
Unfortunately.
Which a lot of glitter vinyls are thick, like just in general. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna braid this baby down and listen. I'm taping it. Okay, you do you, but I'm taping it because it just makes me nervous. Really, the fabric is what you want to make sure to definitely tape down, because that fabric gets snagged and wants to move. Okay. The cure. Back in cutting this on glitter iron-on right here and hit done, and then it automatically turned my mirror on for me. Love that update. And then we're going to just slide this in. Now make sure whenever you put your vinyl on your mat that you're putting it shiny side down, so we're actually cutting the vinyl, we're not cutting the carrier sheet. Okay, so you can see if we go overhead, this is really shiny and glossy on the front. This is the side that needs to go down to the mat. Okay, so shiny side down. You can see this is a little bit more matte on this side. It's not so glossy. That's the side you need to be looking at, and that's the side that gets cut. Okay, so let's load this in. I've got a fine point blade in here right now. Okay, our bows are cut. Let me make sure before you remove it from...
So I just want you to know that the green of your shirt is the exact, almost exact same green as that.
Do I look like a floating head? Did I stand here? I was thinking this morning, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna match the set today.
I like it. You did.
I did, totally. This is probably my favorite brand color. And we don't use this brand color a lot, but this is probably my favorite one. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and weed this before I take it off of the mat. These are relatively easy to weed. Now I'll say if you're working with glitter vinyl, a lot of times it likes to tear. So if it's not cut really well, it may tear, your actual design. So be really careful when you're weeding it that you don't do that. And we are not weeding out the outline. We want to keep the outline and remove the innards of the bow. Okay, so it's going to look like this. And then obviously we'll remove this like outer edge. Let me tear off this tape. Okay, Yuns. Put your heat press on a medium. I'm sorry, on a high. On high. We normally use the medium. We're going to use it on high today. High, high, high. So put it all the way up to the hottest heat setting. Okay, well, I want that to heat up because before I put my heating bond on my fabric, we need to make sure to iron our fabric, okay? So, I've got my heating bond. This is technically sewable, but we're not sewing. We're ironing this on. Okay. So it comes all folded up like this, but we don't need all this, you know? We just need like a little strippy poo. So I'm just gonna cut this. Let's cut about that much. You'll measure with your heart, you know? That's how I do it. Okay, beautiful. That should be big enough. As long as it's covering the areas that we want to cut, you should be good. Do I know what I'm doing here? No. Here we go. It's still wrong. It's okay. Okay, and then, so yeah, while this is heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and try to iron some of this down. I had a little pressing mat, but if you don't have a pressing mat, you can just iron that baby down. And It's good to iron your fabric anyways if you're sewing or anything like that, just because you don't want to have any bubbles or bumps, and everything will iron on smoothly if your fabric is on smooth. Okay. And we're pretty much filling up the whole 12 by 12 mat, so this hour has flown by. What the heck?
Yeah. Yeah, girl, it has.
Nikki is my favorite Lauren quote, measure once, cuss twice. Okay.
Yeah.
Good
It's a wonder that I don't cuss.
It is a wonder, honestly. Either of us. Look how, y'all, this is why I say that I'm so talented.
What do you mean?
Look, I measured my heart and it fits perfectly.
You stress me out, girl.
I'm just saying. Special talent. I'm also really good at guessing measurements. Like if you held your arms out, I would be like 47. And then we would measure it. Me and Trey do this game at home all the time. So I would measure it and it would be exactly.
I would love to see.
Okay, where's
Hold
my
on,
tape
I'm
measure?
coming.
Where's my tape measure at? Does it go to 47?
I don't know.
Hold on. Intermission.
I'm not moving my arms though. I gotta know
What
this.
I say? 47. This ain't
You
big
said
enough.
47.
Do something smaller because I can't read. Like, oh, here we go. It just don't go to 47. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does, girl.
52.
You're off by 5.
Okay.
That was close. That was closer than I could have got.
That was really close. That was a big one. When it gets I mean,
Okay,
I'm like 36
we need to get back to
inches
the
or
crafts. Yo.
Normally my party trick, you guys. Okay, anyways, it's because I just did this one, so like, I can't do two, you know? Anyways, so we're gonna put, our fabric is ironed, we're gonna put our heat and bond on here, and we're just gonna iron this on. Now, if you have any like of the heat and bond material showing, just put you a little Teflon sheet over here. And it's good to have a Teflon sheet around if you're working with fabric a lot and heat and bond, just because it doesn't stick, you know. It helps protect your iron. And I can tell that the heat and bond is sticking. Maybe you guys can tell through the camera, like over here I haven't ironed it yet, and so it's still kind of white.
Yeah, we can see.
Can you tell?
Yeah, you can tell when it kind of like tacks down. It just gets like a darker color to it.
Yeah, and you can see the pattern through it in real life. Like, I don't know if y'all can tell, but I can. And we just want to make sure this is on here good. I'm going to go around the whole thing. Okay. Honestly, don't cut your heat and bond as close as I did. Measure it out. Make sure it's going to fit everything. Okay. So I'm going to now trim my fabric all the way around. And then we're going to put it on our mat and cut it.
People are asking, and I may not have just even been paying attention to you.
What?
I'm sorry. Is there a wrong and right side to your fabric?
No, not this one, but you may have a wrong and a right side to your fabric.
You might.
So you need to apply the heat and bond. If it's patterned on one side and not on the other, you need to put the heat and bond on the non-patterned side. And also if it's directional, like if it's like an image of Santa or something, make sure you're not putting this on wrong. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's on the back, and like whenever you go to cut it, you need to make sure that Santa's face is up and you don't accidentally cut it with his face down. So just think about stuff like that whenever. But this is not really a directional fabric because it's just plaid. But I could definitely cut this crooked and it would like make it look weird. So if you're working with plaid, you want to make sure to just keep it as straight as possible. Okay. I don't really want to trim much off the top and the bottom because, as you guys saw, it fits perfectly. I want everyone to know that I bought 6 new pairs of scissors for the office. I'm not using them, but I did buy new scissors. So we are going into Christmas with new scissors that work, because half the time our scissors don't work. Now that line's crooked, but I don't want to trim any of that bottom area off. Okay. Then get your mat. Now you can see I did not protect my mat. If you want to protect your mat and make it last longer, you can put down a piece of transfer tape, put it non-sticky side down, and so your sticky side is up, and it basically creates like a mat cover. And so when you put your fabric on there, it doesn't, like, it's not gonna, what am I trying to say? When you put your fabric down, it's not gonna stick to your mat, okay? So, actually turn it this way. Okay, and then we're gonna take our brayer. And y'all, I am taping this bad boy down. It is not coming off. I'm actually also gonna trim off this excess. I really like trimming the excess with an X-Acto knife or a true control knife. Just to keep it nice and crisp lines. Okay, and then we're just gonna tape all the way around. I left too big of a gap up here, and I told y'all I don't trust this. So then I'm gonna bray over my tape. I mean, this is not moving, you know? It ain't gonna move. Okay, let's go into design space, and we are gonna be cutting these bows out. And actually, just the way that, you see how close that bow on the right is to the edge of the mat? My fabric was kind of short a little bit on the right side, so I'm gonna go back. So I'm just gonna hit cancel really quick. And I'm gonna actually rotate this bow. You can move these pretty much wherever you want. And I'm gonna squeeze it in. I really want it to be a lot closer because my fabric was kind of short over here on the side. So this just gives me a little bit more room for error. And I think that that's gonna be perfect. I'm using blue painter's tape, just thin blue painter's tape. And then you wanna make sure that you mirror your image. I know this is a symmetrical image, but just for the sake of staying in a habit, whenever you cut fabric with the heat and bond on the back, you're cutting it from the back side. So anything you're cutting from the back needs to be mirrored. Just keep that in your head. If you're cutting it from the back, it needs to be mirrored. Okay, so I'm gonna hit mirror, hit continue, and we're gonna actually be cutting this on bonded cotton.
Yes.
So
the key to this, honestly, is making sure, like putting your fabric face down when you are cutting it with, especially with an Explorer Series machine, strictly because that fine point blade can sometimes get snagged on the fibers in your fabric. So the bonding helps keep those fibers together and give you a much cleaner cut. So that's why I personally think that you need to cut it on the bonded side.
why is it not popping up?
Because you were using a maker and they're named different things.
I know, but I typed in fabric. I mean, we could use fusible fabric. I want fused fabric. Printable fabric. We could do bonded polyester. What I would like to do.
So is there no bonded cotton? Just did you
Not
type in
even. There's
cotton?
no even cotton. No.
And you typed in fabric. Just go to the fabric section.
Okay.
Just scroll down. No. Just scroll.
Okay.
They're all separated out. Do you
Yeah.
see? And it keeps all the.
My alarm was going on. Yep. So what I think we should do. Yeah, these are all vinyl. I think we should just
Did
go.
you not see it?
See what?
So right there, that's the fabric section.
Yes.
So then you have to just choose from one of those if it's not in there.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
would
saying.
just do the polyester bonded then.
Yeah, I think polyester bonded would be the closest thing to cotton.
Yeah.
And just keep it on default pressure, and then we will go ahead and send this in. Okay, so it's mirrored. We're using polyester bonded. Do not eject your mat from this machine until you know that it is cut all the way through. Okay.
They're saying that you were on compatible materials instead of all materials at the top. I didn't realize that that was a thing, if we're being honest.
I don't know, you guys. Hold on. We'll go look in 1 second.
Okay.
Or should I pause it and see? We'll cancel it and go back. Let's reconnect. I think I was on all material as at first. Okay, browse all materials. Okay, so we were here, but we need to be here. Nope.
Okay.
So we're just gonna go with polyester bonded.
Sounds good.
Unless you're using a Maker Series, that case you're gonna use bonded cotton. I'll load this in. Like I said, let it cut. Do not remove it from your Cricut machine until you know that it's cut, because we can send this back through the machine and recut it again. But if you eject it and try to put it back in, the cuts don't line up and it'll just like make it look bad. So we're gonna go ahead and hit go, and it's gonna start cutting. Okay, a fresh blade is also a really good thing to remember too. The trilogy is being in the process of about to be printed. So the trilogy was more of like a pre-order, like a pre-sale. But y'all, they're amazing. I know that you're super excited about them, so just be patient. They'll be coming to you guys very soon.
We just want to make sure that you get the absolute best version that we put forward.
Yes. Is Tech Wrap any good? Yes, it's amazing. They have incredible colors. They do have custom cut settings. So you kind of have to like get with your machine and figure out the custom cut settings. We actually did a video on this as well, and it was like, is Tech Wrap that good or something? I don't know. We didn't like it at first because we didn't know how to get the cut settings right. But then once we figured out the cut settings, we were like, oh, it's really good vinyl though. Okay, I am not going to pull this up until I know it's cut. It cut like butter. It cut so good. Okay, so let's say hypothetically speaking, yours did not cut through. All you need to do is hit the little go button one time, give it a second, it'll send it back through and cut it again, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and unload this, and we're gonna remove all of this excess fabric. And sometimes it'll snag. That's just kind of the nature of cutting fabric on your Cricut. So you gotta be mindful of that. And a lot of times I'll just peel it all off.
So we did have a friend just ask, we don't need to use the rotary blade. So fun fact, in case you guys didn't know, if you bond a thin cotton fabric, although there is not bonded cotton on your Explorer Series machine, you can cut it with a fine point blade. Now, just know that it's gonna work better if you either have a brand new fine point blade loaded, or you have a designated fine point fabric blade. In case you guys didn't know already, Cricut has a pink housing, which is called their fabric blade for the Explorer Series. Fun fact, the pink housing is just the exact same housing as the silver fine point blade housing. It's just made to coordinate with the pink fabric grip mat. Kind of like you're not gonna use your paper scissors to cut fabric and you're not gonna use your fabric scissors to cut paper. They kind of, it's the same concept, because your blade is going to dull over time, especially if you're cutting a lot of vinyl, you're cutting a lot of paper, it's going to start dulling your blade. So a very sharp new blade is going to cut fabric so much better and cleaner than a well-used fine point blade.
Period. Okay.
Period.
I'm just detaching this.
Did it have a couple little fibers?
Yeah, I always do, really.
And that is why you want to try your best to use a new blade every time. Not ours was new, but you can see even with a new blade how it still sometimes will not cut like 2 or 3 of those little fibers.
Yeah. I mean, it's just barely snagged, and you want to just make sure you don't accidentally cut into like the bow. You just want to cut those teeny weeny fibers. Okay, see how cute? And then I'll set that to the side, and then we've got this one. It really snagged like at these little corners.
Ooh, we had a friend say, any ideas why when I measure something in Design Space, say I make it 3 inches, and then I cut my vinyl to 3 inches, why it cuts more than 3 inches? Am I crazy? Fun fact, you're not crazy, but what happens is Design Space actually gives itself about, I would think about 1/4 of an inch room for error, and I'm sure that's probably what your margins of error is with your cuts. It's not a lot, just a little bit. So what happens is Design Space takes your cut file that you're going to cut the vinyl out of, and it actually bumps it down and to the left about 1/4 of an inch. So when you have your 3 by 3 inch square of vinyl that you've cut out, and you put it over there in the top left hand corner to cut, that's why it's throwing it off. It's not that it is any bigger, it's just Design Space automatically gives itself that room for error. So that's why you have to, even if you have something 3 inches, you do need to try your best to cut your vinyl about 3.5 by 3.5.
Sorry,
I have a feeling that's probably what's happening.
I needed my pressing mat for this because the seams get so lumpy under here. Okay, so we're gonna do the sides first before we do our words and all that. So I'm just taking this Cricut heat press mat, and we're gonna put it right underneath here under the seam where our bow is going. Is that a good view? Okay, this is what you're not gonna do. Oh, it's ready to be ironed on. I'm gonna iron this on, and then I'm gonna go in and put my vinyl on. No. Don't do that, okay? We're gonna line this up. First of all, let me iron this. It is wrinkly. They must like throw these in the box and then hang them at Hobby Lobby because it is wrinkly as heck. So make sure the area that you're actually applying this to is free of fuzz and all that. Don't have my lint roller, but nothing a little transfer tape can't grab up. Okay. Beautiful. I'm just gonna slide that up for a second. Now, this is the front side of my bows. This is the back, so it's sticky, right? I don't want that to fall off. We'll just do that. Okay, so you need to take your bow, all right, your little bow that we just cut out, the fabric part, and we're gonna line this up to our outlines. Just stay with me, okay? This is the best way to get it perfectly lined up. And you guys remember at the top of the show, we were showing you the first sweatshirt we did and we could not get it lined up. It's because we applied the fabric to the side seams and then we cut it and it just wasn't exactly where it was supposed to go. Because we do have to iron these on separately. So you're gonna be putting the fabric on first and then the HTV. But we need to make sure it's all lined up first. So I'm gonna go ahead and separate these two. Okay. And then we're gonna bring our sweatshirt back into frame. Got little black threads everywhere. Okay, now you can check on the front and make sure everything's lined up, which it is. And then I'm gonna pull these tails down to the bottom edge of my sweatshirt. My tails are just touching the edge right there. This middle of the bow is gonna line up with your seam. That's how I line things up. Okay, this seems a little crooked, like it was sewn crooked. but that's how I like to make it as sensual as I can. Okay. You know what I didn't do after all that? Before you do that, take off your take off your heat and bond protectant. I like to use a weeding tool to get this off sometimes because it does not want to come off. So you're just going to peel off your heat and bond very carefully.
So we did have somebody say, what about using a deep point blade? I mean, if you want to try it with a deep point blade, you can.
I don't see why it would really.
I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Now, don't go in with your iron. Okay. We just need this to be lined up exactly where we want it. So what I've done is I'll come in here and I'm going to lift up a corner of just the HTV, leaving the fabric down. Okay. So I'm just going to hold it up. I'm basically tacking this bow down exactly where it needs to be in all four corners. So I'm going to tack that portion down, and then I'm going to come up down here and peel this back just a little bit. These tails are really what'll get you. Okay, we're going to tack those down. And then I'm going to pull up this corner, tack that down. And then after we get everything tacked where we need it, we can pull up our HTV. And it's going to stay exactly where we need it to. And now we can go in and iron this down. Now you can put a Teflon sheet over this if you want to avoid it sticking to your iron, but I haven't had any issues so far, so I think it's okay. You can see why you want to make sure your fabric has been ironed out so it sticks really good. And also really go over that seam right there to make sure it's going to stick. Now I'm going to repeat this on the other side too so y'all can really get it drilled in your head. But that's the best way I figured to get it on there without making everything unaligned. Okay. And then we're just going to line our vinyl back up. Beautiful. And then we're just going to press it on. Super easy. Does anybody have questions about that process? Is that Lauren typing on the keyboard? I can hear her fingernails.
Yeah.
Do you guys like that sound? I do.
Sorry.
I love hearing people type on a keyboard.
My bad. I'll stop.
Light Grip Performance Machine Mat?
I have no clue.
Okay. Has anyone tried this, like actually applique style? Like, what is my vinyl doing?
I would love to find out.
I would love to know if you sewers out there have tried this.
So Jennifer has a good question.
Okay.
Is there a reason why you can't press them both at the same time since the red is technically overlapping the fabric and there's not a...
I mean, yeah, if you're not, yeah, I guess technically you could.
I mean, like, could we maybe try it on the other side of this one?
Yeah, we can try it.
Because normally when we layer the HTV, we pull it back strictly because there's another layer of that, like a carrier sheet between them.
Yeah.
But there's not a layer between these two.
Right.
And all of it should...
I think I was using puff in the beginning, and so
that's
I
why?
was doing it separately.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's a really good question, honestly. And for some reason, it doesn't want to stick.
Here, I'm just gonna... Wait, not that sound. That was the chair. ASMR.
Oh gosh, my left bow side doesn't want to stick. ASMR. I love some ASMR. Yeah, we're just gonna lay them down all together on the other side, but look how cute that is. I need to take the Teflon sheet and go back over this really quick. Did I bring it?
I'll go get it.
I got it. It's just sitting right here.
So did April ask what is ASMR? ASMR is an autonomous sensory meridian response. Say that 3 times fast.
Autosensory meridian response. It's something that makes your brain feel tingly, and not everyone's are different. So some people's might gross you out, like the sound might gross you out. Some people like to hear people eat. Some people are repulsed by that. That is a good ASMR. Okay, we're gonna do both of these together. So I'm just gonna take off the backing from our heat and bond. And we're gonna line this up.
Yes, April, popping of bubbles. Like I feel like our very first experience, probably as children, mine with ASMR, was popping bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Popping bubble wrap.
Yeah.
That was our fidget toys.
Yeah, really. Get a package. Wait, we got packages back there. I feel like packages have evolved.
We didn't get I didn't do a lot of online shopping a lot.
No, but I remember my parents used to order CDs out of a catalog, and that was a fun day.
Yeah, we ordered stuff out of the catalog for sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're gonna iron both of these down. My guess is that there's not enough heat to go through both of them, and the heat and bond layer is not gonna stick as good. But I'm gonna do it. Honestly, it may work really well like this if you have a heat press, like a clamshell or something
that
like
would be great.
Yeah, but just like with this mini Easy Press, I don't know how much faith I have in it, but we're gonna do it. And honestly, after this, I may just press these on the heat press just to like
seal them in.
Yeah, just to seal it all in. That's kind of what the Teflon sheet's really good for that. Like once you get done with something, just take that Teflon sheet and go over it. I do have this on the hottest heat setting too. Okay. It seems to be doing okay. My edges keep wanting to lift. I don't know why. This heat is all like borderline almost too hot.
Is nothing sticking?
I mean, it is. I'm worried I'm going to overwork the vinyl because I like going through 2 layers, but I'm going to keep.
I have noticed that I think this might be the case with this vinyl. It might be a cold peel.
Some glitters are.
Because
it's like a warm peel vinyl.
Because I've noticed that when I was testing for the chart in the new book, what we added, that the adhesive, what happens if it says it's a cold peel is if you peel it when it's hot and it's supposed to be a cold peel, the adhesive is still like warm and hasn't settled, and will just like the material comes up and the adhesive stays down, but the adhesive needs to cool down to kind of like latch onto both sides. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to just let it sit for a second and then pull it up. Cat purring, that's a good one. Some people like to do the talking quietly. Mm-hmm. Yes. I am not stretching the fabric as I iron. I'm also going to show you guys how to do the letters. It's pretty much the same process, and actually while that cools down for a second, I'm going to pull the letters in because I did cut them. So you're just going to want to line your letters up the same that we did with the bow. Just peel off that backing, and you're going to put it face down with the heat and bond side up. Beautiful.
I will say this, the Caesar, if you have an opportunity to get the Caesar glitter, I think that and Alicia can correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I think that Caesar glitter
It's better.
worked a lot easier for you.
It's better, yeah. It's just better in general, honestly. Cuts better, stays better, is better. Okay. And so cute. And then you can see, like, you just flip it over and it's there. We'll put that on in just a minute. Let's peel off our,
Well, how did it do?
it's doing okay. I'm gonna go over it with it's so pretty. I'm gonna go over it with a Teflon sheet to really, because this bottom edge does not want to stay down. I'm gonna go over that. Teflon sheets are non-stick, so if you see us using one of these, that's why. Also, for some reason up here, these top of these bows don't want to stay, like the heat and bond doesn't want to stay down. Beautiful. Okay, I think we're good.
Lovely.
Ooh, it's so cute. Look at that. Shimmy, 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 shimmy.
Shing, shing, shing.
Shimmy, shim. Hey.
Thoughts on cooling stones? I do think cooling stones work. I mean, if you have a marble countertop, we like here in the studio, our countertop is quartz, marble, something. I think it's quartz actually. So we just rub it up against the countertop and it cools it down very fast. So a cooling stone absolutely works 100%.
This has got to be the wrinkliest hoodie I ever seen in my life. I'm gonna put this up in here. These heating mats work so good. Like, I used to not, but I'm telling you, for stuff like this, you just need it. I'm gonna go ahead and iron out all the wrinkles. If you've got a heat press, you're gonna wanna pre-press this, like a big heat press. Pre-press any of the areas that you're applying everything to. If you're still here, thanks for sticking around. You can buy a Teflon sheet on Amazon, Daisy.
Yep.
Okay, so the vinyl's not stuck down amazingly, but I'm gonna take the Teflon sheet and go back over it, because I make the rules here. Oh.
I know.
Okay, she's done. I was like, why is it so heavy? Let me dump this out. She's done. She's wrinkly, but she's finished.
So cute.
Cute. Little bows on the side.
I love it.
Ooh, I love it. So, got the joy. We got the bows. I mean, that's just too dang cute. I love it.
Okay, let's go ahead and hop over to the table and let's take a look at what we are making today.
I mean,
I'm looking at the reflection of that. Y'all, I cannot.
It's gorge.
It's Gorgina Bobina.
Gorgina Bobina.
Gorgina, look at that.
It looks good on that color sweatshirt too.
Okay, so what we are gonna be doing, we'll go overhead and I'll talk about all of the supplies. Actually, while we're overhead and I'm talking about supplies, do you care to run out there and get those other colors of the Super Puff?
Yep.
Okay, so this is what we're going to be creating today. Yes, the shine is phenomenal. The puff is amazing. It's smooth, it is beautiful, it's perfect. So what you're gonna need is you are going to need a blank sweatshirt, shirt, it really doesn't matter. We're actually gonna be using this shirt today. This one, it's a cute little leopard, like a cream leopard print. We're gonna be using it today. It doesn't matter. I personally don't think it matters the makeup of your material. I will say we are doing this on 100% cotton, but I don't think that there is anything very specific that you have to, like a specific color. There's a royal blue in there somewhere.
Is there also?
Yes.
I just really want to try glitter offset with puff.
Okay.
With metallic puff. I want to try that.
And it's going to be on yours. Perfect. We can do that. So Alicia has brought in, first of all, let me just, I sent her out to go get some other stuff. And I want you to look at all of the glitter puff that she brought back because she wants me to do an offset on this puff. So we're gonna choose a glitter offset, and we're gonna teach you, why not just go ahead and teach you how to add.
I don't see the blue.
It's inside that red, I see it right there.
Oh, is it metallic?
Should be.
I ordered some of this cobalt
I know
blue,
we got royal blue. It might be in a box. Is there some in a box?
No.
There it is, that's it.
Oh, I thought you were looking for metallic. Oh, it
It is metallic.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, the blue is absolutely stunning. So these are all the colors that we have. She has so many other colors, but these 3 colors, oh my God, I can't. This is amazing. So, but she does have red, which is amazing for Christmas. I did a sweatshirt it was on a forest green, and it was this, was it red or, no, it was gold.
You did gold.
I did gold, but it was really cute. On red flock. Yes, so she has red, she has this royal blue, which is, look at that.
Oh, that blue looks beautiful. Good on camera too. All of them look really good on camera, actually.
Anyway, I'm just obsessed with this. Someone did ask, can you put puff on top of HTV? Yes, you can put puff on top of HTV, but you can't layer other things on top of puff. So just know that you have to, you can layer stuff with puff on top, but when it's puff, there can't be anything else on top of it, okay?
Okay.
Let's finish our supplies. That's what I was talking about. Blank. Shirt, sweatshirt, don't care. Super Puff Vinyl from Vinyl Tool Supply. Yeah, Karen, I really do like those colors. Love this. If you want to recreate this today and you don't have the Super Puff, you can use what vinyl you have. It's just not gonna look as fabulous as this. And then, of course, we do have our heat press here. One thing about puff vinyl, and this is whether it's Super Puff or regular puff, you have to have pressure to activate the puff. It is going to be very, very hard, and I've seen a lot of people post on Facebook, and not necessarily in the Makers Gonna Learn group. I've seen it on, I've seen a lot of people like on the Cricut Free SVG. I think there's a group that pops up on my Facebook, and they're talking about puff. It's the pressure that helps activate the puff. If you don't have the pressure, it ends up looking just bad. I don't know how else to say it in a nice way. It ends up looking like you have melted your vinyl and it just doesn't puff right.
Yeah.
Now, if you're doing a smaller area and all you have is a Cricut press, that's fine. Just make sure when you are pressing it that you have the leverage to add more pressure. If you're strong enough to add more pressure on your Cricut press than just setting it on top of it. It's not the same. You have to have more pressure than just sitting it on top, okay? So just know if you don't have a heat press and you want to do Super Puff and you want to make Super Puff, my suggestion to you is there 9 times out of 10, there is someone that you know that probably has a heat press that if you ask might let you use it. Or in a lot of areas, they have what they call maker spaces. We have one here in our area that you can go to and use equipment like this to make things, but you don't have to purchase. You may have to be a member of a maker space. You may have to pay like a monthly fee.
I'm a member of our maker space, and I think it's like $28 a month. And you can use anything they have.
Yes.
A lot of places will have like woodworking, like ours has woodworking, and then they also have like a cutter machine or a laser, or it's like some of them are like real bougie, okay?
Yeah.
It can get crazy.
It can get crazy, but I highly suggest if you don't have a heat press but you want to try something like this, maybe even before purchasing a heat press, check out, just kind of Google and ask around and see if you can find any maker spaces in your area. That way you can test it out before actually purchasing. That's just my 2 cents. So the only other thing that we have on our table is our t-shirt ruler. That's just going to be to help us center our stuff. onto your shirt. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug my heat press in. I'm gonna be setting my heat press right now before we get started. I'm gonna set my heat press at 275. That's the other thing is with, and Sadie, tell me if my mic starts. It's like falling down in my shirt, I feel like. Oopsie daisy, I'm not paying attention. Give me a second. I've turned it to Celsius. Hold on. So here, if you have some type of auto press and you can't manually, this is the instance where people are like, which would you choose, a clamshell or an auto press? Y'all, an auto press is gonna work 90% of the time for what you're doing, especially because I know we have some friends of the channel who do have issues with like arthritis and things like that. And unfortunately, that's just part of the human experience. We all have things that we deal with. So if you have something like that, an auto press is great. A workaround that you could do is add extra pressing pillows. Like this is a mat that goes on the bottom of ours. Let me show you what an actual pressing pillow looks like. So this is an oblong pressing pillow, but it could be something that you put in your shirt, like in the middle of your shirt, and you see how it's raised here? It's gonna give more pressure because it creates more space between your heat plate and the bottom. So if you do have an auto press, pressing pillows may help you increase the pressure. But if you're in the market for a heat press and you don't have arthritis issues and you're trying to choose between an auto and a clamshell, personally, I would go with a clamshell for instances like this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Wood rounds also do work great if you're needing to add pressure to an auto press. Really anything that's going to withstand the heat of the heat plate on top, not ruin your blank, and add a little bit more depth here at the bottom to create more pressure. Yes, Shannon, a Cricut pressing mat would also work. That's the same concept as of a pressing pillow. What it does is it traps heat, and this one is covered in Teflon. It just like it kind of like the heat stays in it. So I use these a lot if I'm doing sublimation with ceramics because they help with that. So anyway, let's go ahead and hop over to our share screen. And we are going to grab the font from Maker's Gonna Learn First. I'm gonna show you which font we're gonna be using. We already have it downloaded. But first, before we get started, this Funky Junkie would be such a fun font in like the metallic Super Puff.
I mean,
I think it's super cute.
I love it.
I do too.
Dilly dally.
Also, Dilly Dally would be really cute in Super Puff, but I don't know.
That would be it. I would have to test it.
We would have to test it. The one, is that what we used?
No. Please hold. We used, it's it is Rainbow Rhythm.
It is Rainbow Rhythm. I thought it was Rainbow Rhythm.
I like it.
So we are using Rainbow Rhythm for today's font. It's one of my favorites.
It's very cute.
So how you're gonna download that, and I probably will have to download it because I don't think it's on this computer, but to download this, you're gonna click this arrow pointing down. From there, you're gonna go to your downloads. You can see I have it here. We're gonna double click it because it is a zip file. And here it is unzipped. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop over to Design Space. I'm going to, where is my stuff? There it is. Beautiful. Here is the one that we did. I'm gonna go to customize. This is gonna pop up. You can see missing content. This project contains fonts that are not on this computer. So what do? Well, what you're gonna do is you are going to go back to your Finder. We have this unzipped. We're gonna double click this, okay? And we're gonna install the font. Now, if you're on a Mac, it's going to install into your font book. If you're on a PC, it's going to look a little bit different. It looks kind of like, it has like 72 point here, and then it keeps going down and down and down. It's your character map is the same thing as your font book. It's just two separate operating systems. So you're just going to install either way. It's then going to download onto your computer. And you can see this is our font book and all of the fonts that we have in our font book. But the problem is Cricut doesn't know that we have downloaded a new font because it's still in this window that we pulled up a while ago. So once you have downloaded a new font onto your computer, what you must do after that is come up here to View. You're going to click View, and then you're going to reload Cricut Design Space. Now, when I reload, it's going to pull that same project that I was working on back in, but you're going to notice that when it finally loads, there is not going to be a red bar go across the top because now it recognizes that we have downloaded that new font onto our computer. Simple as that. Simple as that. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is we are going to add a text box. I'll just go ahead and I'll just hide this guy. We're gonna add a text box. I'm gonna change my font to, I'm actually gonna go to System Fonts and I'm gonna type in Rainbow Rhythm. And
Rhythm.
here it is. That's it. That's it. What we're gonna do is we're just going to type what we want. And of course, we're doing the vols or the vols, whatever you want to say. The vols, the vols. Now, before we go to cut it, the only other thing left to do is we're going to size it accordingly. So I'm gonna pull in my shirt here. Oh, no it's not, we're adding a glitter offset. What color do you want your glitter offset?
Do you want to just do a normal one first and then I can grab another shirt?
No.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. For vols, ooh, I like that. I like it.
I'm trying to.
I like the champagne color, personally.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, like, cause
I really thought you would go with that one.
I mean, I love that color, but like, I like that the champagne's subtle and it matches the shirt.
But we don't want to go white.
No.
No. We want to go champagne?
Yeah.
Beauty must.
I think
I would
so.
either do champagne or black. And I know black sounds silly. If the leopard,
I wouldn't hate black. I like the champagne
I like
better.
the champagne. Is somebody, what just happened?
I've been watching. It's been doing that.
What's it doing?
It sounded like somebody was trying to FaceTime me.
Oh.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I
Sounded
thought I
like
heard
a
something
FaceTime.
too.
And then something happened on the share screen.
Weird.
Oh, weird. Okay, champagne it is.
Yeah,
Champagne problems, man.
Wait, who's
Champagne.
behind Vinyl and Tool Supply? Tell us your name, Batman. Otherwise, we're going to call you Batman.
I know her name. I just, it's leaving me right now.
Tell us your name. Is it Sarah?
Maybe.
Is it Sarah?
That might be it.
Okay. Well, we love the champagne. Champagne offset and orange puff
Super puff.
Vols shirt.
Oh, wait, I think it's me. I think I'm touching the keyboard.
Oh, and it's like brrr, it's like hitting the button.
Yeah, but it sounded like a FaceTime call.
It did. I know.
I'm an idiot.
Sarah Jane is present. Hi, Sarah Jane. Is that from Tarzan? Is that her name in Tarzan?
No, it's just Jane.
Oh, it's just Jane?
Just Jane.
Okay. I love it. Beauty.
Okay, I said I was gonna size it and I never sized it.
Okay.
I pulled it out. The measuring tape, that is. Okay, so I'm gonna go with like, I think I wanna go with about 10 inches. I think that's what this one probably is. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go, you know, somewhere between 10 and 11 inches. So what I'm gonna do now, back in Design Space, we are going to size this, and I'm just gonna, we're sitting at 10.15. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come up here to offset, and we are going to add an offset. I think 0.25 is a little bit more than what I want. Maybe like a 0.2. How do we feel about a 0.2?
I like it.
I like.
Yeah, that's cute.
Okay, so now we have our offset here, and we have our vols here. Now, there are a couple different ways that you can go about this but I'm not gonna, actually, you know, we're not gonna confuse you. I think if you're layering puff vinyl, your best bet is just to leave your base layer solid.
Yes.
Now, I can hear you all, I can hear some people say, wouldn't you want to slice this out and just have the offset so you're not layering so much vinyl? Actually, for this, no, you don't. And the reason that you don't is because HTV specifically can shrink when you heat it up, and that if you slice it out to have your background, like your glitter, this black being your glitter, as a guide, what's gonna happen is that might shrink and then it doesn't line up perfectly with your puff. So I would leave your offset as a solid. It's not gonna matter when it comes to layering your puff over top of the glitter. It's not gonna make anything change. Trust me, we're just leaving our offset solid. In years past, you would have to unite before you went forward. However, when in one of the updates, I'm pretty sure it was around a year and a half ago, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's about the right time frame. Cricut made it to where you don't have to unite your text if you've not manipulated your text in any specific way, and it's still, you can see on the, we'll go back to our share screen, you can see on the right hand side, it's still a text. That T is gonna tell you it's a text. When you go to make it, you can see that it automatically
Kerns it.
or it automatically welds it together.
Yes.
That's beautiful. Okay, so now we're just ready to cut. So I'm going to put mirror on both of these. We're gonna go back to our first one. This is gonna be our glitter layer. You might have to hand me that fabric grip mat because I don't think we have a super strong mat.
Yeah, I feel like.
I mean, I've got these right here, but I don't think they're strong enough for the glitter.
What in the world is that?
Oh, I don't know.
This ain't that. This ain't.
Oh, here's a brand new standard grip mat. This one should be fine.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, I'm gonna move this off the table. Catch.
Catch. What size is this? Large. It's just my size. But you know.
Oh yeah, buddy. I don't even have trust issues with this mat, y'all.
I love when that happens. You can't beat a fresh mat.
Yeah, buddy.
You know?
Rolling like a big shot. I got songs stuck in my head for days today.
We were singing, or Lauren was singing Wizard of Oz, the Munchkin song earlier, because someone said that my daughter should be a Munchkin for Halloween.
But she doesn't even look like one.
She doesn't look like one. She's beautiful. Angel. Precious. Georgia's like the most precious little baby I ever knew in my life. Well, and Ruby. They're my kids, so I have to say that, right? I believe it though, truly.
They are pretty darn precious.
They're precious.
Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to continue. We're gonna turn on our machine because it wasn't turned on. We're gonna move these guys out of the way. We're gonna get some room here on the table.
I'm really excited about this offset.
I know, I am too. We're gonna be doing glitter. Glitter HTV. Glitter iron-on. I was real confused. Okay, and we are just going to pull this through. Now, yes, it's in there. My fine point blade is in there. Yes. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, we just cut this on everyday iron-on, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyday iron-on.
Yeah.
We'll check it when it comes out. Okay, so I'm going to put our metallic super puff through our machine, everyday iron-on. And I am going to start weeding our glitter. I figured it was. Let me fix my mic for you guys.
Listen, I'm gonna post my pictures of my stuff at my market, and I don't want you guys coming for me for what I sell, okay? Promise me before I post it.
What do you mean coming at you for what you sell?
Because of all the Vols stuff that we sell.
Oh.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Well, okay, but first of all, you can, I feel like you can, like what you sold, it's not a problem because you and Lauren both, like she hand drew a replica of Neyland Stadium. You
Yeah,
hand drew.
I hand drew
Smokey.
everything, yeah.
You hand drew everything, so it's not a copyright image because you didn't take somebody else's licensed image. You just created your own version.
For most of it, yeah.
Okay.
I bought everything that I used. That makes you feel better. There was no stealing involved. Okay, I'll post it. I'll post it just for you guys
Okay.
in the Facebook group.
Vols. Vols.
Go Vols.
Go Vols.
Love it.
I'm sure y'all think we are absolutely absurd sometimes.
Guys like I mean, y'all obviously like us because you be hanging out with us.
I don't know why they like us sometimes. We be crazy.
Cray cray. That orange looks so dark from the back,
I know.
but it's not.
It's the magic.
I love it.
I'm trying to like cut this and also save as much as I can, but not cut my design. So
Debbie DeShong, I did regular vinyl on top of glitter, and my shirt lasted at least 2 years, and it was worn often. You know what? I made Ruby a shirt for Georgia football when she was 1, and it just now started peeling, and like my Georgia daughter wore it, and it's like just now starting to peel off. And I just wash it and dry it with all the rest of the clothes.
I love how you have to say, we made a shirt for Georgia football, and now my Georgia daughter.
Just so you guys know. We didn't name our daughter after the Georgia football team either, just because my husband is a huge Georgia Bulldogs fan. My great-grandmother's name was Georgia, and his great-grandmother's name was Ruby.
You don't have to lie.
I'm not.
We know you named
Trey
your kid over, but we know that you named her after Georgia football.
Trey probably tells people that because he thinks it's so cool, but like that's not what he was easily on
He
board
does it
with
when you're
though.
not around.
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
like, oh, no doubt in my mind. That is exactly something Trey would say. Yeah, we named her after a football team.
Yeah, we named her after a football team. Yeah, I'm obsessed with the Georgia Bulldogs.
My wife let me name our kid Georgia after my favorite football team. I hope he's not watching this.
Griff Moto will comment here in a minute.
Griff Moto, where are you at? Oh man.
If that's the case, you would have had one Georgia and one Vols.
Yeah, and Vols was not a name on my list. So, have you seen where people like make fun of names on TikTok and they're like, they just go off the wall? They're like, I don't even know. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to hurt anybody's
This
feelings.
is going to be so cute.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that looks good. The tones are toning.
The tones are
like
toning.
the orange tones with that champagne is just looking good.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to tack this down first. First thing I'm going to do, we're going to lay this sucker down like this. And actually, I lied.
Sabrina, Makeathon includes your Makeathon ticket, your mystery box.
Yep.
There's going to be a supply list before. We do some prep before where we email you and let you know like what you need to have ready. And then it will be on YouTube. We tried to do it on Zoom.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
And it'll be
the
on
first
YouTube.
year. We did it on Zoom the first year.
Yeah.
And it was fine. It's just doing it on YouTube, we get a lot higher quality.
Yes, for the replay. Like
For the replay.
those of you that miss it, if you watch it on Zoom, the quality's awful.
Yeah. Okay, so what I just did, for those that are curious, I folded my shirt in half like this, and I lined it up, and then I took it like this, and I laid it sideways just across the top where I'm gonna be doing, and so I can get like a crease down the middle. It's hard for you all to tell from there, but you can kind of see it when I move it around. Now I have a crease on this shirt to show me where the middle point is. And now I can lay it down, and I can use that crease as a guide for placing my design, which I'm also going to fold, and we'll go overhead and I'll show you this one. I'm going to line up the edges, and I don't go by this. It just so happens that this lines up. I'm going by the edge of this V and the S. So really, I guess I need to bring it over this way a little bit, about like that. And then I'm just going to crease right here at the bottom, not where my HTV is, okay? Beautiful. And you can crease at the top as well if you want to, like that. So now I have a crease in the transfer tape, right, or in the front of your HTV there and there. And now I can bring it over here and line it up to that crease, which I need to do. Another thing that I like to do, I know this is silly, but I like to pull my shirt up and kind of also like look at it. Does that look centered? No? Yes?
Maybe come to this way.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to come over to the left a little bit,
Just
I
like
think.
a hair.
So I'm just gonna bring it about right there. Beautiful. I'm gonna bring my t-shirt ruler in, putting that on that center line.
Donna, depending on the makeup of your shirt, it is good to pre-wash them, especially if they have any cotton.
Yeah, or they don't say pre-shrunk cotton.
Yeah, pre-shrunk cotton is really the best to buy for blanks, especially if you're wanting to sell.
Okay, now I am going to be tacking this down at 275. This is not the normal time. Not the normal time for
Glitter.
not the normal, yeah, for glitter, but it's also not the normal time, but not the normal temperature. Because we are gonna be pressing this a few different times. So I'm just gonna leave it at the temperature for my puff and go from there. But because it is a lower temperature,
Right.
we do need to press it. I'll probably do it for about 30 seconds.
If y'all are looking for links to any of this stuff, make sure to check the description of the video. We always put links to the files we use as well as the supplies that we use.
Yes.
So everything is down there. Now, I don't know if we linked this cheetah print t-shirt, but I can go find it for you.
We probably didn't, because this is just a t-shirt that we had in the office so that we wouldn't have to buy a new one.
Yes, but I love this shirt. We have been saving it and forever, like, to use it for something.
Okay, now we get to the fun part. We're gonna be adding our puff. Ooh.
Yay! I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. That must be on the front.
Okay.
Okay, it is. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to line this up evenly with my glitter. And y'all, I would do this overhead, and the reason that I'm not is because as soon as I do it overhead, I'll have to move it, and then it's gonna move my stuff, and I don't want it to do that. So we're pressing this at 275 for 10 seconds. And then there's gonna be another press. So we're tacking this down. You can do this without a Teflon sheet. I'm only doing it with a Teflon sheet because I don't know, we have a protector on top of our press. I've just gotten used to adding the Teflon sheet strictly because we use this press for both sublimation and heat transfer vinyl. And there are times that we are absent-minded, me, as in myself. I'm absent-minded and forget to add butcher's paper when I'm sublimating. So I use a Teflon sheet as kind of like a protective barrier to protect my garment. It's really the only reason. So 10 seconds, and then we're going to pull it up, and then we're gonna press again for another 10 seconds.
Let me check this clamshell heat press link. Oh, there it is a 404. Also, just so you guys know, HTV Ront has a clamshell heat press now for $1.99.
Now, I am going to let this cool down just a little bit, because if you try to peel this while it's hot, you run a risk of pulling your vinyl up. So I'm going to let the adhesive cool, It needs to be a completely cold peel, so we will bring this over here. Okay. You see it's not puffed yet. It has not puffed at all. We're letting this cool down.
So 143 only has the StarCraft Swing Away heat press right now for $449. So I'm gonna link that one, but I'm gonna link you guys a cheaper alternative as well, because that's a pricey.
Are you guys seeing this? Please tell me they're seeing the reveal. It's not puffed yet because we have to press again.
It's crazy how much that little sheet makes it look so matte.
I know, Alicia.
It's
I'm
like a
obsessed
big
with
reveal.
this.
I know, I love it.
This is what you need to do.
For my market.
For your
this
market.
weekend. I'll have to use what we have.
This is what you need to do for... Okay, so this is what it looks like not puffed. Are y'all seeing this?
Ooh, I love it.
Now what we're gonna do is we're going to bring it back over here. This is where you do need your Teflon sheet. And we're gonna press it for 10 more seconds, which is going to give it that super puff on heavy pressure, okay?
This is gonna take it, cause like right now, it's only hitting the light whenever Lauren like lifts up the shirt, but now it's gonna have that 3D effect.
Now, one thing I wanna make clear is that the glitter is going to give it a little bit of a different texture underneath, but it's still cute.
Let me see. Ooh, I love it. The glitter is really making it pop off.
Are y'all, look at this. Look how pretty.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm obsessed.
I am obsessed. So let me show you what I mean by...
That glitter is Gorgina. We have not used that glitter before.
Let me show you what I mean by it's going to give it a different, like it's gonna give the puff a little bit of a different texture, which I don't hate. It looks more like foil than it does like smooth puff. If you want smooth puff, look right here. If you want smooth puff like this one, I suggest two things. Number one, either not layering it, which this is smooth. Let me be clear. This puff is smooth. It's just the glitter behind it does give it a little bit of a different look, okay? So this is with nothing behind it. You can also get this similar effect if you use the Caesar flock, which we have a video on how to layer flock vinyl behind Super Puff, okay? And this is what I mean by the glitter is going to give it a little bit of a different texture, but it's not even a texture. It's still Super Puff, but where the glitter does have, it just looks like glitter. But this one to me looks even puffier than this one.
It does.
It looks so much puffier than this one. I think the glitter gives it that extra puff look.
Yeah, it must.
Do you see what it means?
Yeah.
See? I'm absolutely obsessed.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to make some of that. Like, I can't even deal.
There's no words.
I have no word. The glitter is like the most sparkliest glitter I've ever seen, and it's not translating in the video because I'm looking.
No,
at it
but
right
I mean,
now.
it's the thing is I love it.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
just a different look. To me, this looks so much more puffier than this does.
And it's so interesting because the Vols color even looks different because it does have a different texture, but
Yeah.
it's the same. Y'all, we use the same kind of vinyl.
I love it. But today we are going to be once again in Canva because I mean that's what our world is revolving around right now.
Literally, Design Space Who.
Yeah.
We have been in Canva so much. So, and this one's really cool because I feel like the book world, like the Kindle world, it's kind of like a thing right now.
Yes.
And also stickers are always a thing. So this is like combining the two and then creating a really fun project that also, these are good sellable projects.
Very good sellable projects to either do as like digital downloads.
Yes.
Or to do if you wanted to sell them. And this is going to be for those people who love stickers, but like are sticker hoarders, if that makes sense. Like, I used to be a sticker hoarder. Like, I would buy stickers because I love them, but then the fact that I feel like they were permanent
And you didn't want to use them.
and I didn't want to use them, like I wanted to save them for something special.
Yeah.
So I would never use them. I would hoard them.
Yes, I know. My sister is like that too. I'm not. I just want to stick them all over everything.
And let's take a looky at what we are making today.
So cute.
This is so cute, and y'all, it's just a piece of paper.
Yeah, and you can change the insert out.
And you can change the insert out. So once you create one, like if you wanted to go for a certain vibe, you can do that here. And then you can make 2 or 3 of these at one time and then come back and like change them out to match your outfit or your
Sadie is
mood.
notorious for this. This is Sadie's tutorial because she likes
Yeah.
to match her phone cases to her outfits, which is really cute in my opinion.
Yeah. So anyway, we are going to be doing this today, and we're going to be creating it in Canva, and then we are going to send it over to Design Space and then cut it out in Design Space so you can see how we do that. As far as materials, I have none on the table right now because I am a doofus. But anyway, you're gonna need a mat, clearly, and you're gonna need some type of cardstock paper. This is
A medium weight.
medium, 65 pound.
Yeah.
I can tell.
I think I've got some in the printer already
Yeah.
too. So
So paper, an inkjet printer, and a mat. That's it. And your case.
Susan says we're the fastest talking Tennesseans she's ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's good. That means we fit in with city folk.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So let me go ahead and get signed into our computer really quickly, and then we will start building this.
Yeah.
And we are going to, if you'll give me just a second, we're gonna build it from scratch. Y'all, I'm not gonna do the same thing. I don't even have like in my head where I want to go with this.
I mean, if it was me, it would be.
I know what it would
Akatar
be.
theme,
Oh,
yeah.
I know. I knew you were going there.
I mean, well, that's what I do. I'm obsessed. I'm just obsessed.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
What can
honestly.
I say except you're welcome?
I mean, truly, I'm addicted. It's a problem.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and hop over to our share screen. And we are going to start by grabbing some cut files from the MGL website. We are going to merge cut files from the website with some Canva elements as well. And we're going to show you really what the secret sauce for today is. We're going to show you how you can add a offset, and I say that in quotations, an offset to your files in Canva, okay? So if we're just, we want to make it, if you will do it, Akatar, a Court of Thorns and Roses, for those who were curious. So first thing that pops into my mind is I need mountains.
Yes.
So let's go find us a mountain file.
Valaris. The city of starlights. Are there wolves? No.
I kind of like this one, and
I'm
I think we
digging.
can cut that off possibly.
Yeah, digging that for sure,
And I'll show you.
Oh, that's
That's
giving.
it. Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
So we're gonna grab this. It's even the right colors, I feel like. When we can
Yeah.
add some stuff to it. We'll add the 3 stars on top of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got that one. We've downloaded that one. Let's go to stars. We're gonna need these stars.
I
Just gonna go
always use
ahead.
those stars, you guys.
Always.
I use them all the time.
Yes, love those stars. Tea. We're gonna look for a teacup.
The tea.
Teacup.
Tea.
Positivity. I could probably cut that off and use that one possibly. Now some of these, what?
The tea bag flowers. That's kind of cute.
I like. We'll get that one. I like the tea bag. And we'll do something about the cereal.
Yeah.
Cereal always has the hottest tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Piping hot cereal tea.
Okay, so we'll get that one, and then we have stars, we have mountains, we have the tea. What else do we need?
We need wings
I'll probably grab those from Canva.
Okay. Do we need to do like a word one? Let's do like a Valaris or hello Feyre darling.
Okay, so let's go to our fonts. Lindsay asked what, first of all, look at our new fonts. They're super cute. She asked, what book did y'all say this is? This is A Court of Thorns and Roses.
If you're interested, you should definitely read it. So we can all be on the same page. I feel like telling everyone to read it so we can all talk about it.
So we'll grab a font. Let's see what kind of font we want. I think this Arabella is pretty.
It's giving.
It's giving Feyre darling. So we'll download that one and then we'll grab the rest of it from Canva. So let's go to Canva now that we've got, actually let me go back and let me unzip these files real quick. So really quickly, I'm going to, first of all, you technically in Canva don't have to install a font onto your computer to get it onto Canva, just FYI. But we can do, we're gonna unzip this. We're gonna make sure we unzip each file. So we'll come back here, stars, unzip, back here, mountains, unzip. Okay, so we're good. We're gonna go back to Canva. First thing we're gonna do is we're going to create a design. Now, we are in the new interface of Canva. We are gonna start using that here. So just be aware, this may not be exactly what yours looks like right now, but it is going to be what yours looks like come August. So just go ahead and be prepared. I'm doing this on an 8.5 by 11. That way I can get the right or similar sizing that I need because I know that I'm going to print this on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So that's why I always choose the size paper that I'm printing on, just so I can keep it in my head the right size according to what we're doing. So I'm choosing 8.5 by 11. It's going to, oh, that's new.
What?
Okay, so normally Canva will open up a new page when you create a new design. It did not do that this time.
Cool. So where's your old page?
This is it, I'm on it. It doesn't open up a new page.
What if you had something on the old page though?
Well, I went back home. I was from the home screen and created a new design.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So anyway,
less tabs is better, my opinion.
Fun fact. So what we're gonna do is I personally am gonna start by uploading my designs that I need that I just downloaded. So I am going to come over here to uploads. I'm going to select upload files, and you can do this a couple different ways. You can select the uploads files and go to your downloads, or you can bring in your Finder or whatever other, it's Finder for Mac. It is
File Explorer.
File Explorer for
Windows
computers. So you can take this and we're just going to drag and drop.
Yaha.
Super easy. And actually, I may go ahead and do the SVG2 and pull that in, and that way I can edit the colors.
Christine made a really good point. So she says, I hope I learned something, but I don't use Kindle other than on my phone. So this tutorial and any other tutorial for that matter that we do, we always try to teach you all techniques rather than just for that specific project. So just because we're showing you a Kindle like background or Kindle case cover or whatever.
Yes.
This can be adapted. This technique can be adapted to fit whatever case. So it could be your laptop cover. It could be your cell phone case. Anything.
Yes.
You're just going to have to fix the dimensions of whatever you're designing on, but you can do the same exact thing that we're doing.
So you can do this literally for anything. All we have done, and we'll go overhead, we have bought a clear case from Amazon. So this can be for your Kindle. Clearly we don't have a Kindle in it, but you could even get a clear case for your laptop. And now it would be kind of hard to do a full like laptop sleeve because it's not unless you have a printer that can print larger than 8.5 by 11, you could probably do it. Like ours is 12 by 12, and would that fit? Do you no, yours is a 15-inch.
Yeah, mine's 15.
So it'd still be 12 by 12. So if you have a smaller laptop, you could do that, or you can do this with a phone case and just get a clear, like this is a clear plastic rubbery case that we got from Amazon. You could get this for a phone and do the same thing for your phone. So tablet would work, iPad, all of those things would be great for this project. It doesn't have to just be a Kindle. It can be any device that you want. So just keep that in mind. So we'll go back to our share screen and we're just gonna start the process of building now that I've grabbed the MGL files that I plan on using. And like I said, I'm gonna do a little mix of MGL and Canva files. But in case you all didn't know, when you are downloading images into Canva, if you have the option, I personally would always download the SVG versus the PNG, and here is why. Because when I pull in certain things, for example, if I would have downloaded the PNG of these stars, they would have had to have stayed that yellow color. However, because I downloaded the SVG version, I can now come up here to the color and I can change the color to literally whatever I want. Whereas, like I said, if it's a PNG, it is a set color. Same thing with the mountains, and I'll bring in both of these mountains so you can see. So let me delete the stars right here. This one is the PNG version of the mountain, okay? This is the PNG. Do you see up here where there's nowhere to change your colors? I mean, I can go to edit, and I can edit the photo if I wanted to adjust. You can change the temperature and adjust it that way.
Even duotone, you can kind of.
You can, yeah, you
but
can.
But it's not specific.
Right.
It's
and
hard.
It's really just changing. It is changing the colors, but it's not to what you want. You're just limited to what you have. And like Alicia said, you can go to duotone, like here is duotone, and you can change it that way a little bit. But if I click on this one, you can see that all of these colors are picked up here, and I can change the colors according to whatever I want.
Yes.
So it's completely customizable that way, and then you can still go to edit and you can still edit and add filters and all of that stuff if you wanted to, but each individual color is editable and you can truly make it customizable. So if you have the option, that's why I always say to download the SVG version versus the PNG. So we're just going to bring these back in, and we'll bring each of these in, and I will size and edit them here in just a second. Like this tea bag, I knew I didn't want it yellow. That's why I downloaded the PNG, so I could change it to black. So we are going to start the process of building our insert for our Kindle case.
Yeah.
So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to elements, and I want to choose my background. So you can, if you wanted to, let's just type in background and see everything that comes up. And you can see here, you can choose a photo or you can go to graphics, and we'll just go to graphics. There's some really cool backgrounds that pulls up. If there is something very specific that you want, you can search something very specific. But if I don't have anything in mind, normally I just start out when I just type in background and go from there. So I believe that I want,
It's hard to decide on the tip of the hat.
I think I'm gonna go with this. However, and I am turning it on its side, and I am going to send it all the way to the back. However, I'm changing the colors, and I want, I kind of like that creamy
Oh yeah, I love the cream with the black.
But I mean, I also love a good white.
What about a cream and a white instead of cream and a black? So it's like more subtle. Oh.
No? Yeah? No? Okay.
Maybe like a black and a less black.
A black and a less black? Okay.
I don't know about gray, but like a black and like a dark purple or something.
Ooh, that would be pretty. Let's go to here.
The gray's not bad though. Like a muted dark. I love that. It's giving Beetlejuice. You guys, there's a new Beetlejuice movie coming out. There's a new. You guys knew?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm obsessed with Beetlejuice. I've probably watched Beetlejuice more times than any other movie ever besides Burlesque. I've watched Burlesque a lot of times, and Titanic. So I have a wider range of movie. But when I saw the preview for that, I was like almost cried. I almost cried. And it has everyone in it.
I know. I'm excited.
Except it's not the original Beetlejuice, but I'll allow it.
I'll allow.
I'm really excited.
Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to start placing our faux stickers kind of where we want it. So I'm going to start, and we'll zoom in so you guys can see. I'm actually going to change this back to black, and I changed it to white because you can't see it, but I want to, after I change it to black, I want to come over here to edit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to where it says shadows. Now, this is it kind of throws you off, but this is where you're going to find your outline. So when we go to shadows, we come over here to outline. Now we can add a white outline, and then we can size it up so that it starts to fill up. Now there are a couple little places inside that I do want to fill up as well. So I'll show you how I would do that. I'm going to make it, no, I still think I want it pretty large for this one.
Cute.
And I really don't like that white against that either. So now I don't know what I want to do.
You guys, I was wrong. It is Michael Keaton in both the old and the new Beetlejuice. He looks a lot different in the new one. It looks like his head grew.
What? It looks like his head.
Like in the preview, I was like, that new Beetlejuice has a really large head. But I didn't think it in the original one. He looks much smaller.
I don't know what color I want my outline to be. I'm having issues.
Wait, why not white? You didn't like it? Ooh, that's pretty, Lauren. That like misty grayish blue. I'm feeling the purples and the blues and like the cool tones.
I feel like you almost have to because it's night court theme.
Yeah, me too. I like that. Like an icy blue.
I don't like that as much. Let me go back up to icy.
I'm honestly, you guys, impressed that Lauren is so making this decision so quickly.
I mean,
This is
yeah.
not
Same.
something Lauren would normally do, but you're doing a great job.
Thanks. Thanks. I appreciate it. Okay. So remember I said when you add this outline, it's still going to give you, there are possibilities of there being like places inside. And I want this to be fully done. And let me make this a little bit smaller possibly. Okay. This is a little bit better, but
cute.
It's still not giving in the middle. So what I would do is I'm gonna pull in a square, and I showed you guys how to do this the other day. And now this blue is not coming up. we're gonna have to get this hex code.
Get it, girl.
BBCDD4.
BBC DD4.
Okay, so we're gonna come back over here. I'm going to type in this hex code.
Didn't even need me.
Beautiful. Did not need you. And I'm just going to size this down. We might have to rotate it a little bit. And don't worry if it overlaps some of this stuff. It's not a big deal because what we're fixing to do next is I am sending to back. And look, now it's all taken care of. Boom. like normal. And now I'm going to select, I'm actually gonna go to position because it's hard, and I'm gonna go to my layers panel. So I have the tea bag selected, and I have the little square that I put behind it. I'm going to select that. You see they're both purple. Now I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna group them together. So now you can see how they grouped those together, and now I can resize this and it sizes the whole thing. So that is just my little hack when it comes to, ooh.
Where's it going?
Where is it going?
Did it not attach?
It did, but where I was squeezing it in, it also squeezed in what was behind it. So I was just trying to edit that down. Not a big deal. Not a big deal.
That's a good little hack though, really.
Yes.
Because you'll run into that problem a lot.
Yeah. So we'll play around with the positioning of it, but we're still gonna go with and I think I want to change one little part of this to this icy blue. Let me change this one to that blue so that nope, I wanna go back. I don't like that one. Maybe this one to the icy blue. Yes, so that we're starting to fit together.
Yeah.
And I do think I wanna change this one to the color of the, no. Do you see where I changed that to the purple that's behind it?
Yeah.
I don't think I like that as much.
Not the vibe.
No.
We can incorporate it elsewhere.
We'll incorporate it elsewhere. Actually, we could make the stars. So another thing that you can do to edit out certain features, so like, let's say you only wanted one of these stars, what I would do is I would go to edit, and then we can crop, if you'll give me a second. We're still also right here. Let's just crop. And you can crop out like the other features and just have like the one little star. So now I just have the one that I can place.
And you can duplicate it and resize it if you needed to.
Yeah. So that is a workaround when it comes to, and I'm just making this bounding box smaller just because I'm a psycho. I'm really not editing anything out. I'm just making that bounding box smaller. So now we can make this larger, and like we can zoom in and we can add in our stars here on top.
Cutesy pootsy.
And then we can duplicate and make this one a little smaller, and duplicate again and bring this one over here. And now we're gonna change the colors to that dark purple. Yes, it's coming together.
It's starting to form. You can see it so much better now.
Now do you see where we're going?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm digging. I'm digging.
Me too.
I also think I want to change the outline of this. I don't know if it's gonna work. No, that is not giving personally.
What was it, black?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it black. We'll just keep it black. Not a big deal, not a big deal. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select all of these as well, and I'm just gonna group them together just so they don't move, so that they all move in unison. We're gonna move in unison. And we're just gonna keep adding little stickers around here. So I do want to say, I'm gonna show you, we'll add some text. So let's come over here to our text. I want to add a new font. So we're gonna add new, upload a font. This is, if you have Pro, you can do this. We're gonna select add new. Remember how I said that you don't have to download onto your computer to get it into Canva? You don't. So all you have to do is come over here. The Arabella is the name of the font, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Okay, Arabella. I didn't unzip it. That's what I didn't do. Let's do that real quick. Let's go back over here and unzip. Beautiful. So now it's there. We can come back to Canva. We can go to add new font, upload a font. Now we can go to add new, downloads. You know what? We're just gonna pull in our Finder, and I'm just gonna drag and drop. You can
Sometimes
still
that's
drag
the
and drop.
easiest way. For some reason, I have been having a hard time finding my font downloads on like Canva.
I know. So we're gonna come back to our box over here. I hit T. That is my little hacky hack when it comes to adding a text box in Canva, is all you have to do is hit the letter T. And we're gonna change this to that Arabella font. So we have to go to See All, and we're gonna type in Arabella, boom. Now, hello. Is it hello, comma, Farah darling?
Is it? Hello, Farah. Pause, darling. Let me Google it. Hello, Farah. I don't know what it looks like in the book. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to make this a lot bigger.
Hello, comma, Farah, darling.
Okay, that's what I thought.
In my brain, I don't say it like that.
I know. Maybe this one's gonna have to be white. Maybe this one is not. Oof. I'm not digging. I'm not digging it yet.
I kind of like that font.
I do like the font.
Yeah.
It's just like,
It needs an offset.
It does need an offset. So what we're gonna do to add an offset to this is we are going to go to this little arrow, see more, and now you can add lift, you can make it hollow, you can do the splice, you can do an offset. So let's add an offset. I'm gonna click it again. So if you are in here, to get it really, you can change the basic color of the font here if you are in the new Canva, but to change your outline color, you click it once, or let's say here we have Echo, so we want to do outline. You have to click it again for it to come up the outline color and the thickness of the outline. What do we think with that?
I think the word needs to be a different color, maybe.
Okay.
It's hard to see from here.
So let's go to text color, black,
Yeah, maybe. You can see it a lot better now. Definitely.
purple.
No. I think black, probably.
Okay.
I love these colors.
What if we did black and then we come back to the outline color? No. I'm kind of digging like this lilac.
Yeah, I
Let's
like
do
that.
lilac. Okay, so we're gonna zoom back out. We're just moving things around where we want them. Let's add some Canva elements. So let's go to elements and we'll do, what's next?
Let's think. We've got tea, we've got mountains, so we have a quote sort of.
Bat wings.
Bat wings, yeah.
We need bat wings. So we're just typing in what we're looking for, and then we will add it to our canvas.
Teresa, we're going to show you how to print this from Canva.
Yes, we're going to show you
Yeah.
how to print this from Canva, or we're going to show you how to print it. We're going to show, first of all, we're going to show you how to, first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you how to, what am I trying to say? How to download it from Canva to print from Cricut.
Cricut, yes. So
You
can
do
make it
have
a print
to print
and
it
cut.
from Cricut.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now is I'm just changing, adding more elements. We're gonna have to change the color of the wings to black. But once again, we're going back to edit. We're going to the shadows. Okay, we're going to our outline. We're gonna add an outline color. Let's do, a darker blue maybe? No. Oh,
It's
Lord.
interesting selecting offsets for this background because it's pretty contrasted.
Yeah.
And so you like run into the issue of trying to find a color that pops off of the back while not being too dark for the like image.
I think I like that one. It's like blue, but it's not white, but it's also not blue.
That's cute.
So what I'm doing now, because if you look, I don't have, this is going to be pretty large for what we are going to be working with. And I'm going to show you how we'll do this here in a minute. So I don't want, if you have Canva elements, you can actually kind of like push them off to the side and they get cut off by the side of the paper. However, with this one, it's not off to the side. So what you can do if you want part of it hanging off the side, you can do that. And then if you bring it in, you can snap that to that edge so that it looks like it's hanging off. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's what we're gonna do for this. We're just gonna make it look like it's hanging off the edge so the full thing is not on there. So we're just gonna keep building some other things. Let's do City of Starlight. So once again, I'm gonna add another text box here. I'm going to change the font for this one, but I want to do City of, did I not spell that right? City of Starlight. And then I'm going to change my font. We're gonna go to See All. We don't want this.
Type in tan. This is something I've been doing for like 2 weeks now. All the font. Oh, do you? Well, because like all my favorite fonts start with tan, and so I searched it and I was like, all these fonts.
I love this one.
That one's cute. Yeah.
I
See,
love it.
aren't all those fonts so cute though?
And I'm gonna pull this down. I'm
they're,
gonna
like,
take
overlapping?
this here. I'm going to go to the arrows. And we are going to effects, gonna curve this. Look how good that fits there.
Oh, cute.
Like it already curved it to almost exactly what I needed.
Perfect. I love that.
And then let's change the color.
I'm gonna need to go get a Kindle just so I can pop this in there, you know.
I know. I want to kind of be like that. It's blue, but it's not blue. It's almost white, but it's not white. Okay, I'm gonna come back down here to my uploads because I want to use my Bat Boys that I made.
Oh yeah, that's cute.
Except I am going to change the colors. Darn it. See, okay, here is another instance where this is a PNG. And I can't change the color, but let's see if we can go to edit and see if we can find a duotone that looks kind of like what we want to go for. I bet we won't. Oh, there's a purpley. Okay. I'm trying to get close to that blue color, and now I'm gonna go back to my shadows and we're gonna add an outline, and I want the outline, that is what I want.
And I think the key to making these look like stickers is adding that offset.
Yeah, it really is. So now I'm going to zoom back out. I'm actually gonna move my T over here and change it like this. And I think I want to have Bat Boys like, oh, I need to group these together and move them like up here in the corner. And now I'm gonna put Bat Boys here, and I'm actually gonna pull this down and make this full again. And now I can kind of, I'm gonna zoom back in. Oh, is using nervy to mean nervous a Southern thing, or I think it's just a younger generation, like a generational thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like I'm getting kind of nervy about it.
I'm a little nervy.
I'm a little nervy. I'm actually gonna bring this forward so that that wing kind of overlaps like that. Nope.
Shawnee Mom's Shop is asking, can we put an outline around City of Starlight and the mountains? I'm wondering if you group things together, you can add that outline effect at the same time. I was thinking that earlier.
Nope, it's just doing
Whichever
one or the other.
Okay.
But let me see if I can select both. So I've got them both selected. And no, it's like just doing one or the other.
Okay. I was curious.
Yeah.
It's not like when you group things together, they're not united like they would be in Cricut Design Space, which is, you know, in our brains, we've been using Unite and stuff like that. So it's not the same.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, you get the gist of how we're gonna do this. Let's add a couple more stars just because.
A little razzle dazzle.
A little razzle dazzle.
It looks really cute. I love it. I love the colors.
I'm gonna add these stars. These are actually MGL stars, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think we used those on the first one.
We did. So same thing, I'm just gonna add these over here, but do you all see how it's hanging off the side? I don't want that, so I'm just gonna snap that in like that to look like little doodles. I think I'm just gonna leave the white. I don't hate it with that one, but I didn't like it with all the other stuff.
Because if that didn't have it, it would be like, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Right?
Yeah.
Donna says, I wish Canva had a Unite. I agree, but I think it's out of the realm for Canva, in all honesty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like not, Unite is like meant for what you use the Cricut for, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, I think did I ungroup those on accident? I don't know. Anyway, I want something, like a little something here and a little something there, but I don't know what I want. Anyway.
I don't know that I wouldn't just leave it.
Maybe just like some hearts?
Yeah, like just like a filler, something small.
Yeah, so we'll add some hearts. Once again, they're gonna be, and what I think I might do, let's change the color to like this pretty blue. And then I'm gonna send them to back. Oh, what did I just do? Okay, thank goodness. I was trying to send it to back. And
Lucky for you, Canva just saves your work as you go. That's one thing I love about Canva.
I know.
Just saves as you go.
And I still think I'm not digging the placement. Oh, I kind of like that.
That's cutesy.
It like takes up the, no, I don't like
Not that
actually.
big, just like, it's just littler. I honestly don't hate that negative space down there. Like if you just did a couple little hearts.
Just like that?
Yeah, I feel like that looks, I mean, I feel like maybe it needs an offset. Or yeah, that's cute.
Let me just do this.
I am digging the Bat Boys. I want to make that an actual sticker.
The only thing with the Bat Boys right now is I have to kind of line it up to the side. Or I could just slice it off when we get into Cricut.
Yeah, just slice it off.
Maybe even like, let me bring it to the front. I think I like it in the front better than the back.
So cute.
Yeah. Okay, now let's add an offset. Or a faux offset. We're gonna go back to this, effects, shadow, outline, change the color.
Lindsay says your designs are a fire emoji.
Yeah, I'm not digging the outline. Let me just look for some more hearts and then we're gonna be done. And then we're gonna do it into Cricut, okay?
Janice said, hang a bat upside down attached to the bottom of Bat Boy. Listen, Bat Boy is something that they call the guys, they're making fun of them. Like, they're actually fairies. But
No, they're not. They're Illyrian warriors.
Whatever. They're basically fairies. They're like fairies.
That's not what I want either. I don't want, let's do a doodle heart. Let's do a doodle heart.
Listen, you can't go wrong with a doodle heart unless
Can't
you
go
gotta
wrong
have an
with a
offset
doodle
on
heart.
it.
I'm going to. If you'll give me Gus a second.
Gus.
Gus a second. We'll do that, and then we're gonna go to edit, and then we're gonna go to the shadows, and outline. Change the color. Beautiful. Love. Gorgeous.
Gorgina.
Now, this is what we have, okay? So now what we're gonna do is before I go to actually download it, okay? Before I go to download, what I'm gonna do is we'll go overhead. I'm gonna take the insert here and I'm going to figure out what size this insert is. So we're looking at 6.5 by 4.5. So let's go back to Canva. So we're gonna size this, and you can see in the bottom, like right down here, watch, you can see the, seeing it go down. So we're gonna actually make it, let's do, because here's 6.5 by width of a 5. Not a problem.
Now, when you pull it into Canva, or I'm sorry, when you pull it into Design Space, it's going to blow up anyways.
Yep. So let's go back. I was just trying to make sure my ratios were right.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So we're just going to bring this here, which it is hanging off, so that's going to throw it off a little bit too.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and go to share. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to download. We're doing this as a PNG. Okay, we're doing it as a PNG. You don't have to do transparent background with this. I'm actually not going to, because this white is touching this white, so I'm kind of nervous about that. Anyway, we're just going to, and we'll take the white out when we get to Cricut Design Space. So we're going to download as a PNG. We're not going to do transparent background right now. We're just going to select download. Now, once that downloads, or while that's downloading, I'm gonna go ahead and upload or open up Cricut Design Space. We're gonna go to New. We'll just hit Save. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, that was our cool shirts that we did. And then we're gonna open up a new page in Design Space. If it's going to work with us today, who knows?
I mean, that screen was opened like last week.
Yeah, so
It's been a hot
maybe we'll
minute.
just,
You don't have to save it.
we'll just quit it and we'll come back.
Beautiful.
So we're gonna go to our canvas. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here to uploads. Anyway,
Come on.
maybe.
Come on.
I'm gonna bring in, we're gonna hit upload image. I'm gonna bring in the Finder. Here is our PNG that we have. Beautiful. We're gonna go to continue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select this white to remove this background. Beautiful. It did not remove my white over here. That's all I needed. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to apply and continue. Oh, it did remove part of the background. Do you see this right here? Mm-hmm. Let's go to cancel. Let's go back to upload. This is what I was afraid of. For some reason, it's just.
So why?
So what we're gonna do this. It's because the white was touching white. So we're just gonna pull this back in. We're gonna go to continue. I'm going to zoom in. It's because that white is touching that white. I'm gonna go to erase. And I'm going to separate these two whites right here. Like that. We're gonna go to select, then we'll select it.
So are you doing that for people who don't have Canva Pro?
No, the reason I was doing this, and it still got rid of that inside. So we're gonna go to cancel, we're gonna go back to Canva. The reason that I was doing this is because in Canva, this white is also touching this white. So if you do remove background, it's gonna remove this background too. It's gonna see this white as a background.
Really?
I think so.
I would love to see if it does.
Well, let's try it.
I'm curious now.
Curious at this point. So we're gonna go to PNG, transparent background, download. Now, while that downloads, back to Design Space, upload, upload image, Finder. This is the new one. drag and drop. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm insane in the membrane. So it
But
didn't.
the only reason that I thought it wouldn't is because, and maybe this is not poor logic, obviously it's coming out of my brain, but like if you change the color of the background to blue and then you hit transparent background, it knows that that offset is connected to that star, like Canva's brain knows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Anyways,
So anyway,
I'm glad it worked.
transparent background worked best because we did have white touching white.
Yeah.
Experiments, yeah.
Experiment.
So now that we have our little insert into Design Space, we're now gonna size it. Actually, I'm going to grab a shape first because for this one, the corners are rounded. So I'm gonna grab this rounded corner square right here. I'm gonna go to unlock. The width was 4.5, so 4.5 by a height of 6.5. So this is the size that we have to have. What we're gonna do is we're just going to size this down. We'll change this to a guide so that we can see exactly what we're working with. So we need this a little bit bigger. And now you can see, I'm actually gonna end up cutting off some of the stars over there, but I want to keep City of Starlight and Bat Boys for the most part in it. So this is why I was trying to get the ratio correct because with this one specifically, we are going to cut off a little bit of some of these things. But it's not a big deal, not a big deal. You don't have to do this if you have a case that has the sharp edges. We just have rounded edges on this one. So we are going to select both of these and just slice that out. So now we have this extra and we know for a fact that this is now going to fit in our insert. Look how cute.
That is cute. I actually like that it goes off the edge a little bit.
I do too because it kind of looks like it was made that way.
Yeah.
That's just my personal preference, but to each their own. So now we are gonna go to make it. We're gonna save this. We'll save it as Kindle Insert. And now what we're going to do, it will then put it on our 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. We're gonna go to continue. We're gonna send this to printer. I am gonna add the bleed because I don't want any white showing. And then we're going to use System Dialog. We are using the 9500 series and we're going to select print. What we're then doing is we're gonna feed this from rear tray. I've gotten here recently to where I always change my media type to photo just because I feel like I get the best quality. And then we're turning it to best quality as well and we're going to select print. Now, we did have a question. Ashley asked, should we have sized the blank page in Canva before we started so we wouldn't have this issue? You can if you want to. The only thing is if you go ahead and size it to the 4.5 by 6.5, then when you go into Design Space, if you do have to have rounded corners on it, it's not gonna download with rounded corners unless you use like a rounded corner background and there's not a slice function.
Right.
So this is the best way that we found. You want it to be a little bit bigger than the 4.5 by 6.5. Like you could do 5 by 7 and design it that way. Just know you're gonna have a 1/2 inch on each side that you're gonna be working with. So you can do that. It's really your preference on what you want to do. Did you guys know, if you wanted to, let's go back and while I'm doing this, if you could go out there and check that for me.
Yes.
You can resize and magic switch. So what you can do is you can resize this whole thing. And what we can do is we can go to custom size, and I said it was 4.5 by 6.5. So I said to do 5 by 7. So we can do 5 by 7. Continue, and then we can, you can either copy and resize, or you can just resize the whole thing. So we just do copy and resize, and we want to open the 5 by 7. So now we know that this is on 5 by 7, and what you can do is select all of it and put it all on the 5 by 7, which for some reason this still is like not the actual correct like ratios, but it works. So now you have this all as 5 by 7. You know you have a 1/2 of an inch to work with, so you could even like move this down if you don't feel as comfortable with it being that close to the edge. That way you know it's not going to get cut off. And actually I like that overlap, like the Bat Boys overlapping that a whole lot. And like bringing all of your stuff in a little bit closer if you wanted to. Totally personal preference, whatever you want. But now we'll go overhead. You can see that we have a perfectly sized little insert for our Kindle.
Cute.
Except that turned out to look more like charcoal gray than it did purple.
I know, but I really like that. I like how it looks, but yeah, it's definitely not the same color.
Okay, that's the only problem is, so if you all have noticed in Canva, if you're printing something, it gives you the option, when you go to share, it gives you the option to download as PDF print, which is best for printing. The only problem is you can't upload a PDF print into Design Space.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna give you the truest colors if you download it that way. Like if you're sending something to a professional printer, I highly suggest downloading it that way. That's gonna give you the most true colors. But anyway,
Right.
I digress. I still don't hate this. So we're going to just go ahead and add this to our mat. We'll go back into Design Space, and we're gonna cut this on our Cricut.
Beautiful.
But just for the purpose of today, PNG works just fine. Oh, how cute. Now,
That
look
cuts so
how
good.
perfect that fit in there.
It literally fits perfect, like a glove.
Look how stinking cute.
I love it.
I'm obsessed. What do y'all think?
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Now what you can do is you can have all of your different ones, or not all of them. You can keep a couple in there. You can't stack too many, but you could have a couple in there. That way, if you're like, I'm not feeling this, the book I'm reading is not, it's more happy-go-lucky, you can change it back to this one.
I love it. I also love how polarizing those designs are.
I know.
Like one is like light and airy and colorful, and one's like,
Polar opposites.
yeah, I love it. So cute. So you can see how easily these could be to sell.
Yes,
Because-
as like digital downloads for sure. Or,
Yeah.
or if you just like paper.
Yeah.
If you wanted to sell them like at a local craft event, I don't know.
You can do custom ones, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just love these. I think they're so fun. And it's just like a different take on things you can do with Canva and your Cricut too. So love it.
Super, super.